Welcome to the Past to Present podcast. I'm your host, Alan the Great One. Thank you for being here for another episode, another show. If you haven't done it yet, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share and comment below. Ring those bells so you can get notifications every time a new episode is released. Also, you don't no longer have to scream at the screen. Now you can comment below what you think about the video, your experiences, with your thoughts and opinions. I will comment right back to you. I promise you I'll respond. I'm always open for dialogue. I love to hear from you fans, and I appreciate your support. If I haven't commented back on last week's show, I promise you I will get back to you very soon. And without further ado, let's get right to it, because what you're really here for is to talk about the subject at hand. What does a man really want? Let's get right into it, okay? Now, you all heard the stereotypes about a man and what they do want, what they don't want, but we're not even going to deal with that right now. We're going to get straight to it. What a man really wants is from women is to stop being typecast based off your last relationship. That's right, women, I'm coming out straight swinging and giving it to you real. Men do no longer want to be typecast from your last relationship. A lot of times women get out of bad dating situation. You have a bad marriage. You have a bad relationship, long-term relationship, and what you do is you bring the baggage from that last relationship, the issues that you experienced from the last relationship, into your new relationships to this new man. So when you get this new guy that you're dating, he's not getting a clean slate. He's not getting a blank board to write his story on. He's already reading off and working off the script that was already pre-written. You already prejudging him. So if you dated a cheater before, you're assuming this man's a cheater, that he's going to cheat. You're checking his phone when he goes to the bathroom on your first date. You're already expecting something negative. If you dealt with a guy that was a bum before, then you're expecting this guy to be a bum. Your expectations for this gentleman has already been put in your head. You have expectations for a bad and typecast this guy already before you start dating. As men, they just want, and we just want, just a clean slate. Give us an opportunity, not just to prove to you that we're different, to show you that we're different. Give us an opportunity to show you who we are and not judge us based off what someone else was. Okay, but that's one of the problem relationships where you wonder it don't work, ladies. You're too busy holding us to the same accountable for what someone else did. We're not Victor, okay? Not all men's Victor. Victor did what he did. Maybe he stole your mom's TV. I don't know. Maybe he stole all the money out your bank account. Maybe he drove your car and didn't put no gas in it. But that doesn't mean this guy is. Maybe you went on maybe you went on a date with Eric, and Eric not only didn't tip the person, but he made you pay for the food. Took you to the nicest restaurant and made you pay for it, and then expected something at the end of the night. We don't know what you went through in your last relationship. We don't know what happened in your past situation, but you have to walk into every new situation, giving that new man an opportunity to show that you're different. Everybody is different. Give him the opportunity, because that's all a man wants. It's just an opportunity to show you that he's different than the last guy you was dating, and don't all hold us to the same standard as that past relationship. Don't hold us with the same expectations as your last relationship. Give us an opportunity to be the man that we are, or that the man that's standing in front of you. Give him an opportunity. Give him an opportunity. That's all a man's looking for. Another thing, a lot of times men get accused of not being good communicators, right? We get accused of being not communicators. We get accused of a lot of things as men. And we want that to stop too, women. Men are good communicators, okay? Now, we communicate in different ways. We communicate in different ways. And one of the ways is, see, as women, when y'all communicate, if y'all come home from work, all my married women out there, I need y'all to comment. All my married women that have been dating for a long time or in a relationship, you all can give me your feedback. Come on, help me out here. So when you come home from work, right? Come home from work, ask your man, your husband, your significant other, how was your day? What's a man's typical response, okay? Man's typical response is, my day was fine. It was good. Not much detail in it, just it was fine. What's a woman's response? A woman's going to tell you what happened with her computer. Her computer broke, the IT guy that came and fixed it. He's going to tell you what the girl in the cubicle across from her was saying and whispering about her, talking about what happened when she ate for lunch, where she went for lunch, when she came back from lunch. She's going to tell you what her boss said, everything about the day you're going to get. So because a man doesn't give you the intimate details of his day, what you accuse him of is not communicating. See, a man communicates in a lot of different ways. So we show our love and our passion in a lot of different ways. We communicate more than one way because, see, people assume that all communication is verbal, when majority of communication between people is nonverbal. So we show our affection, we communicate in ways that are nonverbal. We don't always tell you how our day was, but we sit here and limit how our days was because we are truly listening and interested in how your day was. What you like, what you feel, what's going through you. Because, see, men are not as complex as you think we are. You think we're very complex, but we're really not. We're right to the point. I said in the first episode of the Past Present podcast, when a man goes in the store, we know right what we want. We go right in there, go grab them shoes and clothes, that food, we right out. A woman might spend 2-3 hours in there now. I'm not judging you, women. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, we know what we want. We know what we're trying to do. We communicate. We're kind of straightforward. There's no complexity to us. A lot of times you'll read books like Men Are From Mars and Women From Venus, which gives you the idea that men don't communicate well and that there's a separation between the two. There really is no separation. See, you gotta handle your relationship on a case-to-case basis. See, some men are more communicating, more verbal communicating. Some men are more communicating through non-verbal ways. And you have to learn to make sure that you and that spouse is compatible. Kind of learn his interests, learn how he likes to communicate. Instead of focusing on solely what you want, consider what your man truly wants and how he chooses to communicate. But one of the reasons you say, well, men are not emotional enough. He's not passionate enough. He's not emotional. Let's talk about that. As a young boy, what are you taught as a boy? What are boys taught? We're taught to hide our emotions. We're taught if we cry, and pardon my French, we call it sissy, or other derogatory words that I'm not going to repeat, just out of respect for other people and other people's choices, okay? We're called derogatory words that put us down. So we're taught at a young age to what? To hide our emotions, to hide our feelings. We're taught not to cry. We're not taught not to hug and show the compassion and emotional side of us. And as we grow up to be men, a lot of women out there, y'all expect to see more of that emotional side of us. Y'all want to see the more compassionate side of us, and you wonder why you don't see as much of that. Because if we cry, then what are we called? We're called sissies. We're called punks. We're beaten down by society so much that we try to cry in the dark. We try to show our emotions dark. We always got to put on the strong face because as a woman, what do y'all want? Y'all want a provider. Y'all want your man to be a hero. Y'all want your man to show that he's strong. Y'all don't want to see the weak, vulnerable sides of a man. And when a man does show that, like I said, even when you're growing up from a young age, boy to adult, you're put in a box when you show that vulnerable side of you. Men really want to show that vulnerable side to you, ladies. To all the women out there, what does men really want? Men want to show you that vulnerable side. They want to show the sensitive side. A man wants to come home and cry. Because as we talked about a man not communicating, when he comes home from work and he comes home, you ask him how was his day, he just tell you it was fine. And leave it at that is because he don't want to show you the vulnerable side of him. It's not that he don't want to, It's not that he don't want to. He's afraid to show you the more vulnerable side of you. He's afraid to tell you that everything you're feeling about how your boss and the girl in the cubicle across from you was speaking about you, or what happened in the lunchroom, and somebody stole your lunch out of the refrigerator. Your husband or your gentleman, your significant other wants to come home and tell you all that. But he's afraid to be vulnerable to you. Because if he cries out to you, if he tells you all that he's feeling, then he's afraid of what's going to be your reaction. How are you going to look at him? Are you going to still look at him as that strong man? Are you still going to look at him as a superhero? Or are you going to start looking at him as much as society looks at a man when he shows a vulnerable side? Oh, he's a sissy. He's a punk. Is that the word you're going to choose to use? Or are you going to tell him toughen up when he starts to cry about how his boss has him working too much? Or how he's being mistreated at work? Or are you going to, if he cries or he shows the more vulnerable side because he's tired of working so hard and not getting a raise, how are you going to treat him? What if we told you about the computer being broken and the IT dude never showed up? Well, toughen up. You're a man. You're supposed to be able to fix that yourself. See, expectations set on a man at a young age creates this way of thinking where we're not able to communicate effectively with you. It's not that we don't want to, because we do, ladies, but you as the women, y'all have to create that space for a man to become vulnerable with you. See, in the confidant of your own home, in your castle, your man should be able to be vulnerable for you. He should be able to cry in front of you, in the presence of you. He should be able to allow himself to be vulnerable in front of you, without worrying about derogatory statements being hurled at him, without him being degraded or called a punk or less than man or even looked down as less than man. Because just because a man has a vulnerable side to him does not mean that he's not a man or that he's weak. It just means that he's a man and that he's comfortable with you enough to show you that side. And that's a sign of respect, women. When a man feels comfortable enough with you to show that vulnerability that he's feeling, but you should want that. Because all men really want to show you that vulnerable side. And of course, they're not going to admit it to you a lot of times because we're afraid of what's going to happen. How are you going to respond to it? A lot of times men talk about, We get accused of being cheaters. And listen, there is some men out here that cheaters. And there's some men that cheated and made a mistake, and maybe they changed their ways. And maybe some of you women who dated these men, you dated cheaters. But a lot of times when we talk about vulnerability, that's one of the issues. That's one of the issues that men deal with. We deal with the vulnerability of worrying about we're always going to be accused and looked at like your ex was looked at. We're going to be accused of trying to replace and fix the mistakes from your past. What we want you to do, women, what a man really wants, we want you to see yourself as beautiful as we see you. Not how society see you, not how magazines judge you and tell you how to look, but how beautiful you truly are and how we see you. See, a man, we truly like our women, and we love our women feeling, looking sexy and beautiful. We love it. We love our women looking and feeling sexy because that makes us feel more confident about ourselves, makes us feel better about ourselves, because a lot of our life and all of our feelings are driven by how you feel. And it's attractive when we see a woman and you can see that it's not that overly confident, that ego, you think you're better than everybody, you concede it, but that you know that you're beautiful. You know that you're sexy. And you know that you want it. And a man craves for that from his woman. He craves from that from women, but often women, what we get, we want to keep it frank, keep it real, often we see your insecurities. And sometimes your insecurities are brought on by different men. See, if you have a real man, then a real man is not going to constantly point out your insecurities. He's going to try to build you up. But see, sometimes you date those little boys. You dated those little boys, and those little boys beat down with insecurity. They pointed out the fact that you gained a little weight. They pointed out when you chose to cut your hair a little short. They pointed out the little flaws in you. And they pointed out so much that that's all you see now is a negative in your appearance. The sexiness that you truly have, the sensualness of your body, the beauty that you truly are, you can't even identify it. You can't see it anymore. It makes it difficult for a man to see it when a woman can, because he finds himself trying to build you up when you're so broken down. So what man really wants is he wants a woman that feels beautiful, that knows that she's beautiful, that feels attractive, even when she's sitting there in some sweatpants and a t-shirt and some socks. When she got her hair up in a ponytail, or even got her hair cut off. When she's wearing makeup, or even without makeup, with lipstick or just some chapstick on. What man really wants is a woman that feels beautiful. Because that lets us know that what we're doing is right. We know that women want to feel protected. We want y'all to feel safe. And a man really wants to know that you feel safe. A man really wants to know that you feel safe enough to be vulnerable for us, to talk to us. That you feel safe enough to trust us. That despite your past situation, that you're willing to let that go and give us a fresh start. That you're not going to carry that baggage to this relationship. You're going to give us a chance to prove to you what we really are. A man wants you to stop picking us up with these stereotypes and build us up. A man wants a woman that's not coming into a relationship expecting you to have that brand new Cadillac Escalade, that brand new Mercedes, that brand new BMW. A man wants a woman that's not expecting you to have this huge house and to have his business off the ground. I get it. Women, as you get older, you're saying, look, I don't have time for this. I don't have the time for a dream. If you don't have the time for a dream, if you can't believe in a man's dream, or if you see a man's dream and ambitions as just a pipe dream, then maybe you need to question, are you a woman? There's always time. It's just choice of what you're going to put your time to. Okay? But we ain't going to get into that right now. But what a man really wants is a woman, even if you don't have everything, being willing to build that castle with. To buy that Mercedes with, that brand new BMW, that brand new Escalade. A man really wants a woman who's willing to come into a relationship, and even though I don't have everything to offer you, you have the trust in me that I'm going to work my hardest to give it to you. That you're willing to help me build it. That's what a man really wants. Now I get it, you got the guy across the street or up the street, he got the brand new Lexus and he rolling big. You got the shirt and tie on, looking good, looking sharp. But don't compare me to that dude. Because a man really don't want to compare it to him. We talked about that. Stop comparing me with the dude you dated before. Stop comparing me with your fantasy. You give me an opportunity to become what your fantasy is. I can make your fantasy become reality. What a man really wants is he wants to turn your fantasy to reality. But give me an opportunity to build this dream. The dream that you have in your head, the life that you have in your head. Give me an opportunity to build it. That's what man really wants. If you want the guy that has it already built, cool. You want to take the cheat code and get it, cool. You don't got time to wait, cool. But if you really want to know what a man wants, he wants a woman who's not after him for what his wallet or what he got. He wants a woman who's after him for what's in his heart, what's in his feelings, what's in here. A woman that's ready to go that way, go that route with him, take that trip with him. That woman that believes in his ambition even when nobody else does. That woman who's going to support him when everybody else tells him it's impossible. That's what a man really wants. A man really wants a woman that's going to lift his spirits. Now the world's going to beat a man down. In a million ways, the world's going to beat a man down. Doors are going to shut in the man's face. He's going to be told no. But what he really wants to hear is this woman saying, no matter how many times the world tell you no, I'm going to keep telling you it's only one yes, and that's only one yes you need. And I'm going to support you, and I'm going to be right here with you until you get that yes. See, these are the things a man really wants. It's real simple when you ask a man really want. I know you might thought, oh, he wants sex, and he wants a bunch of women, and he wants this, and he wants that, he wants a home-cooked meal. Yeah, it's cool. It's all great. But the reality is, what a man really wants is the opportunity to be vulnerable and with his woman. What a man really wants is for you to understand or to make him feel that he can communicate with you. What a man really wants is he wants to know his woman supports him, that she believes in him even if no one else does. What a man really wants is a clean slate, an opportunity to show you who he is, what he's doing, what he wants to do. What a man really wants is your respect, women. And I know you don't just give somebody respect, you gotta earn it, but please give them a clean slate so they can prove to you that they're deserving of your respect. They're deserving of your time, because I get it. You don't have time to wait for nobody to build any dreams, but let a man give you an opportunity to show you that he's worthy of your time. What a man really wants is for you to feel beautiful. You feel sexy. And it doesn't matter if you got your freakum dress on or a $1,000 Prada dress on, a pair of $10 Walmart sweatpants. No matter what you got on, that you look beautiful, that you are sexy. If you want to know what a man really wants, that's what a man really wants. I want to thank y'all for joining me for another episode of Past the Present Podcast. As always, I love you. I am Alan the Great. I'm about to go. But before I go, once again, subscribe, like, comment, ring the bells, get the notifications, please. You don't have to holler at the screen. Please comment below. So all my fellas out there, please let me know. Add to this subject. What does a man really want? Let the women know what you really want by comment below. So all my ladies out there, I want to hear from you. You don't have to scream, but also take the time to really listen to this video. Try to digest it. Try to put your feelings aside, your past aside for a second, and just look at the man standing in front of you, because you might already have that king that you've been waiting for, that prince that you're waiting for, that man who's going to save you from that dragon that can have you stuck in that castle. I'm telling you, women, just give the man an opportunity. It's time to let go of your past so you can focus on and see your future. As always, do not set any limits on your life. God didn't give us ceilings, we built them. You live your life limitless, live it to the top, live it to the fullest, don't leave nothing on the table. And until next time, I only got one thing left to say, y'all. Stay tuned. Peace.